All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're gonna have a what's next in the 147-pound division for the champions in that division. Specifically, we're gonna talk about Devin Haney, who some people are boasting is the best #1 guy in the division, despite the fact that he just beat the least experienced champion in the division. Let's talk about that and a warning to him. Don't let the snack get to you. Stay away from Jaron, Boots Ennis, because you're food. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 147 and 54-pound divisions, where Devin Haney just became a champion by beating Brian Norman Jr. And as usual, and I say this because Devin Haney and his fan base are a unique fan base, in that for every one fan he actually has, I am thoroughly convinced that he has 500 PR bots that they can work with to try to blow his message up and get his message everywhere. So I look at the quantity or the quality of Devin Haney being within the boxing ring. Very, very solid fighter. But outside the ring, any act that he is some big star, that he is at the top of some division, that just because he walks in the division, he's not Floyd Mayweather, he's not Canelo. Canelo becomes the man in the division because he's the man and he walks into the division. Gervonta Davis is the man at 135 as soon as he got to 135 because he can sell the tickets. That is what makes you the man in a division. You cannot prove that you are the man in the division other than the money that you're bringing in unless you beat the other champions in the division. So let's pump the brakes on Devin Haney being the top 147-pounder, because the truth of the matter is the guy he beat was not as experienced as Mario Barrios, was not as experienced as Rolly Romero, and was not as experienced as, man, let me tell you, I think Devin Haney would have had a hell of a hard time with Karen Kukadajian at 147 pounds, which brings me to my main point of my video. There are people out there that are saying that Devin Haney would stop Jaron Ennis because he could be, and the reason that was the case is because of the fight between Brian Norman and him, and also the fight between Karen Kukadajian and Jaron Ennis. For some reason, people think that Jaron Ennis was challenged by Karen Kukadajian. He was not. He was challenged in having to try to walk him down because Karen was moving so much. But Karen Kukadajian is an excellent, excellent, excellent fighter that did not win a single round in the first fight. And in the second fight, I don't believe he won a single round in the second fight, and he got dropped. Compare that to Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. he's just an unknown, and it is a good win. But Brian Norman Jr. is not Jaron Ennis. And Devin Haney is not Karen Kukadajian. Devin Haney is not going to run around, well, he might, but he's not going to be able to run around the ring like that. And if he does, he's going to lose. Because what happened with Karen Kukadajian when he did it? He lost all 12 rounds. So if you're saying Devin is going to knock him out because Karen Kukadajian went 12 rounds with him twice, how is he going to knock out? See, that's why I'm saying that the Devin Haney bots, the Devin Haney salesmen are so ridiculous and so over the top. I am quite sure that when this video comes out, that I'm going to get a lot of conversations about how Jaron Ennis ducked Devin Haney and how Jaron was offered the fight, but Jaron wanted to do it at 152, and Devin said, why would I go to 152? I'm staying at 147. But if you would have came down to 147, I would have fought you. If you believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you, okay? Ain't no way. Because when these guys never get in the ring, because they're never going to get in the ring together, I do not, but only, let me put it this way. The only way that Devin Haney will get in a ring with Jaron Ennis is if Devin Haney is able to get his body to the point where he is walking around like looking like Terrence Crawford. If he can get that much muscle mass on, if he can get that much strength on, then maybe he can have a chance of dealing with Jaron Ennis. But the truth of the matter is that even with that, he's still not going to be able to beat Jaron Ennis, which is why he wasn't at 147 when Jaron Ennis was at 147. Devin Haney fought at 143 in the last fight that he had with Jose Ramirez. He was not going to move up into that division until Jaron Ennis was out of that division, because Jaron Ennis will literally murk Devin Haney in a boxing ring. There's no comparison between the two. There are several people, by the way, that Devin Haney is never going to fight. Devin will never fight Shakur Stevenson because Shakur Stevenson will beat him at 147 pounds. Like I said, I am a fan of Devin Haney as far as how skilled a fighter he is. And I mean that. It's all of the exaggeration around Devin Haney that irritates me as a boxing fan. He may be one of the top 20. I would put Devin inside the top 20 fighters in the world. Top 20 or so. Top 10, absolutely not. Him going into the pound for pound list over Canelo Alvarez is absolutely ridiculous. Because he beat a guy in his second consecutive fight by landing 70 punches throughout the whole fight. I don't think that you're going to be able to beat Jaron Ennis landing 70 punches through this whole fight. But also, I want to know who in the world wants to see a fight where somebody is landing 70 punches a fight. You know what I mean? But anyway, all this conversation about Jaron, I'm already going to make the prediction. First of all, Jaron is finna beat a man at 154 pounds. And I pray that Jaron stays at 154 pounds so that all of the guys at 147 who are really 154s can wind up being there in the division with that guy. I am not the biggest fan of Eddie Hearn, dude, but I really believe Eddie Hearn got the guy in Jaron Ennis. But just like anybody else, the same crew of people that are against Devin Haney or are viewed to be against Devin Haney or potential opponent for Devin Haney get their names run into the mud for being a duck for this various fighter, that various fighter, whatever the case is, man. But anyway, I've been watching this stuff for years, been watching Devin Haney's entire career. Just not a fan, man. Just not a fan. I'm glad that he got the win. I'm glad for his family that he got that win against Brian Norman. He proved that he was the better fighter, the more experienced fighter. But let's not be twisted, bro. I don't know if Devin Haney is going to ever really fight somebody of that in a fight where it's not match made moving forward, where they don't already know that they got a significant advantage, because that's pretty much what happened in every single fight except for the fight with Ryan Garcia. And that was the fight in which Devin Haney got, kind of got slapped around a little bit. So I think that they're going to be a lot more selective in their matchmaking for the remainder of their career. Anyway, super glad that fight is over, because I don't want to talk about Devin Haney for a couple more weeks. Again, y'all, people that listen this long to the video know dang well what I mean. Pretty much anytime he's around, here come a bunch of mosquitoes, a bunch of bots swarming around, biting people on the ankles and getting on people's nerves, But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.